My name is Robert Columbo Burnside. I got my first name from my mom's dad, my middle name from some TV detective my parents like, and my last name from my father. Our family is related to the man who invented sideburns, which really isn't that great of a discovery. Old people call me Bobby, my friends call me Rob, and my mother calls me Ribbert, a name that is very embarrassing, like the time when she yelled out for me at the store. She sounded like a frog. I had to hide just so Melanie Wolf wouldn't see it was me. Of course, it was even more embarrassing when I tripped climbing out of the ball bin and smashed into Melanie as she was putting on lip gloss. The tube went halfway up her nose. My dad doesn't call me Ribbert, he calls me Robert, and he's a pretty good dad. Even though he's nice, he's also embarrassing. He always wears a suit and tie, plus he thinks everyone he meets is his new best friend. I probably wouldn't write any of this down if it weren't for my oddly disturbing closet, but because of that, I've decided I should document some of the stuff going on in my life for the sake of science and scientific study. Who knows, it could be important. When I got my room 5 years ago, there wasn't a door for the closet, so my dad went out and found a door at a garage sale that he thought worked perfectly. I thought it worked, but not perfectly. It's very heavy, and I break into a sweat just trying to open it. My dad claims the door made out of wood, but I'm pretty sure it's made out of lead. It also has a dumb pony with the word smile on it. We tried to scrape it off, but whoever owned the door before us painted it over with shellac, so now it's permanent. But there's one thing that really makes me uneasy, and that's the doorknob. It's big and gold with ornate engraving of a small, smiling, bearded man on it. I've asked my dad about 1,000 times to change it, but he just says, "Why settle for a regular when you can have a doorknob with character?" I don't agree. The doorknob creeps me out. It seems like the little bearded man is always looking at me. Sometimes I have to put a towel over the doorknob just so I can change into my clothes. When I first got my own room, I wanted to turn my closet into a laboratory, but my parents wouldn't buy me a chemistry set, so I stole a lot of supplies. Then I mixed the condiments and tried to discover a cure for everything from chapped lips to hangnails. I never really cured anything except cleanliness. After I failed, my closet became just a place where I could shove things, like my sister. Libby is my older sister, and she's very vain. When she was in 6th grade, she lost the spelling bee because of her vanity. The word was beautiful, and she spelt it Libby. My mother was a librarian, and she has tons of books in her basement, and she gives us books about once a week. She gives me books, and I just shove them in my closet. But she gives Libby books, she just throws them back down into the basement. I have a younger brother named Tuffin. He is a troublemaker. I try so hard not to get in the way when he breaks something, or else I will be blamed for it. I can't stand when my mother gives Tuffin books. Tuffin always looks at his book and spends the rest of the week begging me to read it to him. And when I do, he insists that the words that aren't in the book are in there, and it just drives me crazy. Last night when I looked at my closet, it smelled disgusting. I couldn't fall asleep. And I blocked out the smell with my pillow, but I still couldn't fall asleep. So I counted fried chickens instead of sheep, because when you wake up, you'll be hungry and ready to take on the day. That's what my dad said. I guess it works because chicken number 23 was the last chicken I remember.
끝까지 포기 마라. 하늘이 내 곁을 지켜줄 거야. 너의 발걸음